Planet Zoo, a game about building your dream zoo, caring for animals, delighting guests, and running a well-oiled machine of conservation and capitalism. Or in my case, capitalism minus the capital. Can I build a 5-star view making money only from selling animals born inside of it? No tickets, no overpriced churros, no merch, just pure, unfiltered biological hustle. I started a new zoo on maximum difficulty. First step, set all tickets to 0. Free admission. It's a charity zoo. Guests can stroll in and out like they own the place. The only money I'll see from it is from freshly minted animals. With my income sliced off at the knees, I built only what I absolutely needed. A vet, a keeper hut, a staff room, maintenance room, and one guy named Steve. To start my zoo breeding empire, I went small. Exhibit animals, cheap, easy to maintain, known to multiply like nature's vending machine. I picked 3, beetles, snakes, and snails. The plan was simple. Breed them fast, sell off the extras, use that cash to build up real habitat. Basically, flip bugs until I can afford a fox. Feeling bold, I made my first big move, a Galapagos tortoise habitat. Why? Because I remembered they have big litters and live forever. What I didn't remember was that they take longer to breed than it takes to pay off student loans. My tortoises just sat there, lounging, eating, and refusing to do anything except blink slowly at the guests. Zero return on my investment. I ended up with a tortoise tower though. Naturally, I went into debt pretty quickly, so I took out a tiny loan and used that to build the Fennec Fox exhibit. They're cute, they breed quickly, and they sell. Well, in theory they do, because in practice, they died. Why'd they die? Because my staff stopped working. Despite work zones and assignments, they apparently unionized and decided the animals could fend for themselves even though they're in an enclosure. So I did what anyone would do, and I fired everybody. This zoo runs on fear now. Now I leaned into what was working, which was the beetles. Welcome to our zoo. Please enjoy the free experience. Our entire budget right now is beetles. With a steady trickle of insect income and clawing my way out of debt, I built the ultimate plan, the axolotl mega farm. I carved out a space for 20 tanks, each with 2 male and female axolotls. The moment I dropped them in, it was like nature hit the turbo button. My trading center filled with axolotls quicker than I could click sell. I was no longer running a zoo, I was running a clandestine amphibian export syndicate. Guests came to see cougars. They stayed because 400 salamanders paid for the sidewalks they're walking on. By this point, I was raking in millions. Axolotls had funded my roads, my staff, my coffee. We're good to go. With actual money in the bank, I expanded. Meerkats, hyenas, penguins. Then I added the chimpanzee, who promptly began launching themselves out of their habitat. Eventually, I had to cap the enclosure like a misbehaving soda can. Meanwhile, guest education became my next big problem. I plastered the zoo with signs, speakers, conservation boards, music, fake nature sounds, the entire Encyclopedia Britannica on audio loop. Yet guests still refused to learn. As I focused on education, the rest of the zoo collapsed into chaos. Trash cans were kicked over, animals got sick, keepers weren't tending to the habitat. The penguin looked directly into the camera and whispered, "Run." So I panicked and mass hired everything. Educators, security, janitors, keepers, more Steve clones. I had the best staff zoo in the country, and I still couldn't reach 5 stars. I hovered at 4.5 stars for hours. Guests just refused to be fully satisfied with their education. No amount of axolotls could force them to care about climate change. Fortunately, it got to the point where the final blow was the pathing bug that I had encountered early on. My roads were being broken on a grid, and I couldn't fix it without bulldozing absolutely everything. I just didn't have it in me anymore. With my salamander empire and my tortoise towers, I couldn't stomach a full entire restructure. So no, I didn't hit 5 stars. But I turned a zoo with no ticket sales into a multi-million-dollar business fueled entirely by breeding and exporting axolotl. If I tried again, I know I could do it, but this proved one thing. Tortoises are frauds, guests are illiterate, and axolotls are the backbone of my economy. The gift shop is free, but please buy an axolotl on the way out.